What is your core? It's a term that's really seemed to be loosely used and popular now, but what is it? I took an anatomy class and I remember no muscle is called core. So what it is, it's a combination of muscles. All right. I like to think of it as a can. All right. If you have a can, it's got a lid, it's got a bottom, and it's got a round cylinder in the middle. So this is our round cylinder in the middle. Okay. Your abdominal muscles, the ones in front, the ones on the side, your low back muscles. All right. That makes up your core. Then you've also got the top of the can. That's your diaphragm, all right, your breathing muscle. And the bottom of the can is your pelvic floor muscles, all right. All that combined is your core. One other one, your hips, your hip abductors, all right. That's part of that core too. It plays a role. So if you have any weakness in any part of that can, you got a leaky can. So we need to strengthen it all. So I'm going to just show you today some of the exercises for your abdominal muscles, your lower back muscles, and your hips. Okay, so let's go for that. So if you start off laying down on your back, all right, we're here. Now, these are good exercises for anybody at any level. So I'm just kind of being a generalist here to show you these. There are obviously huge spectrum of difficulty levels for core exercises. All right, so this is not the end all be all, but this is a good place to start. You're going to work your abdominal muscles. All right, another part of that can. We don't want a leaky can, right? So you want to bring your flatten your back, bring your hips to 90 degrees, your knees to 90 degrees, and your ankles to 90 degrees. All right, 90, 90, 90. Put your hands in the front of the legs and pull your knees. So I'm pulling my knees up this way, okay, into my hands, and I'm giving equal pressure back so there's no movement. That's called an isometric contraction. So we hold that. Ultimately, the goal is to be able to hold that for a minute. And you're trying to do that with as much force as you can tolerate. And you will get shaky. You might hear that in my voice. All right, that's just recruiting more muscles. Okay, so you try to hold that. If you can only hold it for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, you start where you can. You just build up from there. All right, when you can't do that anymore, you relax, take a little break, okay, and then we go to the next one. Next one's the same position, 90, 90, and 90, okay, back flat, but instead of going straight on, you're going to cross your hands into the kind of the inner knees a little bit, and now you're trying to take your hands and push away, all right, diagonally. So the first exercise like this was working your rectus abdominis muscles, okay, straight up and down. Now this is going to recruit the muscles on the sides of your abdomen or the sides of your can called your obliques. So you get here, and now you're pushing away, and you try to hold it the same length of time, all right, just like that. All right, and you do it till fatigue, then you rest. All right, so that's 2. We're going to do 4 of these. So that's 2. The third one is coming back to work the back again. Okay, different position for the legs. You're actually holding the front of the knees. Get a good grip on your knees. And now what we're doing is pulling away. So I'm taking my knees that way, okay, and I'm pulling back with my hands, again, and getting a good isometric contraction. My abdominal muscles are relaxed here. It's my low back that's tightening up now. This one's typically a lot easier to do for most people, as long as you don't have an elbow or shoulder problem. And again, you try to hold it as long as you can, up to a minute. And then you take a break. All right, so that's your third exercise. The fourth exercise is the same as the first. 90, 90, and 90. Flatten the back, hands right here, and pull your knees into your hands. Okay, so let me go over those again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, good abdominal and core exercises without equipment, without a lot of movement required. Your back is supported on a surface, okay, flat surface, and you hold it as long as you can, and you go through that series one time.